Hey everyone, thanks for stopping in and checking out this video. I wish that this was the normal happy video that I normally make. Good-spirited, not incendiary, but unfortunately there's just some things in life that frustrate you and you gotta tell somebody about it. In this case, it's this beauty right here behind me. The Stacyc 16 e-drive. This thing has been a source of frustration for me since week 2, I'd say. So it's probably appropriate to give you a little bit of background on this Stacyc. My son Renan, who's 7 years old now, when he was about 6 years old, his little brother got a Stacyc 12 Drive E. Renan is already a motocross racer since 3 years old. When his little brother got the Stacyc, he had to have one. So on his birthday a month later, we got him the Stacyc 16E. So they both had Stacycs, the 12E and the 16E. Now the 12E is smaller and it's carrying a lot lighter of a kid. The 16E is bigger and you can put a bigger kid on it. So right then and there, that caused problems because the way that my kid rode, it was very aggressive and he was used to riding dirt bikes, so he rode on dirt. We have a backyard motocross track here. So he was tearing around on the thing and it wasn't 2 days into that the battery would overheat or the system would overheat and it would beep at us giving us a warning. So warnings right off the bat on this bike. So looking over the manual, as soon as I got it, basically troubleshooting it. That's frustrating. You've just spent $600 at that time on a bike and it kind of gives you that sick to your stomach feeling. It's probably worth noting that I'm wearing Honda stuff because I'm a huge Honda fan. Everything I own except for a couple of bikes is Honda. And they are super reliable and they never let me down. So when I get let down by something repeatedly, I'm not used to that. So it's a little bit frustrating. Back to the story. My son rides very aggressively. So right then and there, you're going to have battery faults because he's riding on dirt and he's a lot of throttle. It's on its full power mode. So battery faults, battery overheating sort of things, battery longevity. And then we move to the gearbox. The gearbox in these things, there's two, mind you. A planetary gearbox and a secondary gearbox, a right-hand gearbox. So there's two. There's one that spins this way, and then there's one that converts this spinning to this spinning. So he broke both of those gearboxes. I will say Stacyc is very good about the warranty. They sent me 2 new gearboxes free of charge. I put those in, and there's videos on my channel on how to do that. So after the gearbox changes, I was pretty weary of this bike. I told him, don't push it too hard. Don't kill the bike. It's very fragile. Just take it easy. Use it as like a pit and paddock bike when we go to motocross races and just chill out. So he did. And it wasn't long before we realized that there's another problem on the bike. And I'm going to show you that problem. Okay, so we turn our bike on. And we have a green light up here, but now we have 3 lights. I don't know why. Let's see. Let's turn it on again. It's worth noting that this cover fell off as well. Well, now we have a problem code. So it beeped twice and we have a problem code. Okay, so let's turn it back on. Still the problem code. No throttle whatsoever. The throttle is also very crunchy. It's not smooth. Maybe there's some dirt in there. Now we have another fault. This is a major fault. Or it was. I don't know where it went. So let's take the battery out and see what happens again. Okay. Let's turn it back on. Alright. 3 lights. Nothing. I have no idea what's going on with the bike. There's 3 full lights. That shouldn't be. I honestly have troubleshooted this bike to no end. And I don't really know if I want to keep looking at it. So now we have more faults on the bike. I've been on the Stacyc Facebook group for 2 years now. And constantly people are reporting problems. Always, how do I do this? What's going on? The bike's doing this code. I have this going on. I've seen burnt computer chips in there. I've seen burnt electrical boards. I've seen motors. I've seen gearboxes. Everything that could go wrong except for an actual frame cracking has gone wrong with these bikes for certain people. For most people, I'd say. So I hate to rant about this bike because I think it is an excellent idea. The idea of this bike is amazing. It's providing the next step up from balance bikes like the Striders, and it's bridging that gap between a Strider bike and a Pee Wee 50 dirt bike. So the kids learn throttle control. It has 3 selectable modes. They can go from slow to fast. They can race them on BMX tracks now. The USA BMX has jumped in for support. They market these bikes during supercross races for kids to learn how to ride. They do everything A+ as far as marketing and the idea part of it. It's where the execution comes in that they fall really short. So I don't know if it's because this is an older version. I don't know if it's that they upgraded at some point and maybe the current versions are good. However, I do know that the execution on this Stacyc is pretty poor. Excellent idea. Fantastic idea. One of the best in the industry in my opinion. However, the execution leaves a lot to be desired. So in my experience with this, which is not everybody's experience, which I understand and I want to acknowledge that. So while I am ranting and maybe flaming Stacyc a bit on this is not everybody's experience. However, as a dad who wants to provide a fun tool for his kid to learn how to ride or keep fresh on riding or just have fun, something fun to do in the backyard, this has been a constant source of frustration, time and effort, and just a lot of trouble in my experience. So this is the reason why I titled this video, Why You Shouldn't Buy a Stacyc Bike. But I hate saying that because sometimes these bikes work great for certain people. So just tread lightly is all I'm saying on a Stacyc bike. Is that if you buy one, just anticipate that there might be trouble if your kid rides aggressively. If your kid just cruises around the neighborhood on concrete and isn't a thrill seeker or speed freak, they're probably going to be just fine. But if your kid is that thrill seeker or speed freak or already races motocross, then, or you maybe even plan to go to the BMX track, that's when you might start seeing the problems. So just think of it as a high maintenance bike. It might require a lot more of your attention than you think. And they're not cheap. So I just wanted to kind of enlighten people, and this is probably going to be the end of my Stacyc journey. I'll probably fix this bike, and then I'm going to sell it, and then I'll sell the 12E that my 4-year-old was riding because I just don't want it to have a problem. And he's already on a Pee Wee 50 and a small bike, and he can ride already. So I don't feel that the gap bridging that the Stacyc provides is as critical right now as it was when he was straight. So with that, I hate to bash on a product that I think is an excellent idea. So really what I'm getting at is just when you buy a Stacyc, just know to treat it lightly. If your kid thrashes on it, you're going to encounter some issues, I imagine, like I did. And just be aware that we have a great product, but the execution is not where it should be. And Stacyc, if you're watching this, I commend you. This is an amazing product that I think will help change the industry, get more kids onto motorcycles. It'll help usher in a new generation of rider. So for that, I commend you. I think that is an amazing thing that needs to be done, and I'm happy that you did it. However, just remember that there's a lot of people out there that have kids that ride really rough and tumble. And when you advertise during supercross races, these things jumping and kids doing power slides and fishtailing out of corners and railing berms, that the kids watching that think that the bike can do that. And kids don't understand that while that bike is able to do that, that the repeatable aspect of the bike continuing to do that without major maintenance or failure is not actually the case. So thank you, Stacyc, for what you do. However, let's maybe create a more stout version and have this be a less frustrating experience for the parents out there that have those rough and tumble kids. So hope this helps people that are interested in buying a Stacyc. don't not buy it because of this video, but more or less buy it and understand that it has to be treated as a fragile toy. So with that, thanks for watching. Hope everybody doesn't get too mad at me for this. I don't like doing these types of videos, but this was the last straw for me. This is the one that broke the camel's back, and this problem, I have no idea what it is. It's not like it's a gearbox or a motor. I have no idea. I expect to tear open this case and find a burnt computer board or burnt electronics or something, and then I'm gonna have to spend more money and more time to fix it, and then I'm gonna have to try to sell it. So big frustration point, just needed to vent. So with that, thanks for listening, and if you want to know how to fix these things, I got some other videos on my channel too. So that's it. See you later. Thanks for watching.